Yes. And if individuals want to clear out their property, they can. Yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon.
Mr. President.
We think within a week.
That's a long time, a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of their house. They want to go to work and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most important thing is for people to be safe.
They're safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're not safe now.
Oh my God.
They're going to be much safer. A week is actually a long time, the way I look at it. I watched hundreds of people standing in front of their lots, and they're not allowed to go in. It's all burned. It's gone. It's done. Nothing's going to happen to it. It's not going to burn anymore. There's nothing to burn. There's almost nothing to burn. And they want to go in. The people are all over the place. They're standing, and I say, why aren't you going in? We're trying to get a permit. And the permit's going to take them, everybody said 18 months. You said 18 months. You said 18 months.
Last night.
And that was last night.
On that. Right.
Yesterday.
Mr. President.
And I know you've talked about policies of California that you're not a fan of, but I've been in Congress for 28 years. I really disagree with Louisiana on their abortion policy. I disagree with them on their campaign finance policy. I disagree with North Dakota on their gun policy. And I would never turn to somebody from Louisiana and say, you keep living on your cousin's couch, because we're not going to help you rebuild until Louisiana agrees with me on a woman's right to choose. So I'm hoping that we can get these funds and that we don't punish individuals for the policies of their state. You can disagree with them, and I think you've got some ideas. I look forward to us listening.
The local officials, because we're going to waive essentially waive all federal permits. We're going to have you go very quickly, because a federal permit can take 10 years. We're not going to do that. We don't want to take 10 days. I would. So we're declaring this a national emergency. By doing that, I can give you immediate permits. I'd ask that the local permitting process be the same. Some of the people were saying they're going to be forced to wait 18 months for their permits, and I don't think you're going to do that. I can't imagine that. So they are literally in a position right now they'd like to start tonight, and they'll clean their site, they'll do everything. They just want to start, and they were very concerned with the 18 months. So I'm sure you can get it down to, I would say, not even 18 days. They are ready, Mayor. They are ready to start. I met so many of them. The fire took place. It's nice and cool there now, and they want to start taking the debris. They want to take the debris. They want to do everything. They'll get rid of everything. They're going to do it by their own hand. And you're going to see some amazing things happen. So we're waiving the federal permits. Either waive them or give them to you so rapidly it's going to be essentially the same thing, but we're going to try and just waive them. and we'll rely on the local. But the local, I hope, is going to do the same exact thing. They're literally ready to start right away tonight.
Now, when you first see that clip, you might be thinking, man, Trump he's a little aggressive here. Well, you're about to find out why. Because I honestly believe when you see these clips, you'll see that he's actually talking on behalf of the homeowners. And he's not the mayor or the governor. He's the president of the United States. And he absolutely schools Mayor Karen Bass on this entire situation. But I want to stick to the facts first. And that is what? The Army Corps of Engineers has came out officially and stated in order to clear the debris is going to take up to 18 months. Now, think about that. If you're a homeowner, you lost your home, it's ashes, or some of it is still standing, you can't even access your home until the Army Corps of Engineers clears the debris, because Mayor Karen Bass is of the mindset that she won't allow you to do it. She wants them to do it. And so, of course, Trump has something to say about that as well. But let's read the article so you guys can see it for yourself. Here's the article published by Washington Post. It's titled, Los Angeles Begins Long Recovery from Fires and Braces for New Disasters. Now, in the article, it goes on to say this, and the trouble won't end soon. Officials released details Wednesday about the complex recovery effort expected to last for up to 18 months as authorities work to clear the wreckage. The new timeline comes amid mounting anxiety among residents who feel locked in limbo, unsure of when they might be able to return home or rebuild. Of course, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass said this, quote, "We have to function on multiple levels. We have to continue with the response to the fires while we anticipate rains, and also our focus on recovery all at the same time." Now, what's interesting is later in the article, they're stating that they're not even going to be able to remove the debris until March. I mean, that's a whole other month until that happens. And this is according to Colonel Eric Swinson, who is the commander of the Army Corps of Engineers. This is what the article says, where the flames destroyed block after block. Meanwhile, work to clear out heaps of debris could begin as soon as March. And once it does begin, it could take about 18 months to complete. This is according to Colonel Eric Swinson. Officials said that the $550 million budget allotted for the work may need to grow. Yeah, we all know that already. And this is the same colonel who led the debris removal process after fires destroyed structures on about 1,600 land parcels in Maui of last year. And it took them 9 months in order to complete that. So now that you know what the facts are, that Army Corps of Engineers have stated officially it's going to take up to 18 months, you can now understand why Trump is putting pressure on the mayor to look past that and say, no, we can't wait 18 months, right? So here he is again, and this is where it really gets embarrassing, because it's almost as if she thinks she knows better than President Trump, who clearly has been a successful real estate developer. But hey, he's only the president, right? So here he is once again schooling Mayor Karen Bass.
You mentioned a couple of things in terms of us expediting. So I signed executive directives right away so that we could cut the red tape. We could get people back building as fast as possible. And we're going to continue doing that.
Yeah, the one thing is they are saying they will not be allowed to start for 18 months.
No, that will not be the case.
Okay, I just hope
That
you're
will
right.
not, you can hold me to it.
Because 4 groups said that.
No,
That would be, they should
No,
be able
that-
to do it. They should be able to start tonight.
that will not be the case. You know, first we have to take care, to make sure that there's not getting rid of the hazardous waste, cleaning things up so that people can start right away. And just like you said, if somebody their house was destroyed and they're going to rebuild essentially the same, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit higher, they really shouldn't have to go through much of a process. So I want you to know that we are expediting that. We absolutely need your help. We need the federal help. You're a
You got
builder.
it, I told you. You will have no permit problem. There will be 0 delay. And as far as I'm concerned, you already have the permits.
Now, one has to ask themselves, why is she behaving this way towards the president of the United States? Well, let's be honest. I mean, you're talking about an individual that brings it out of people. Okay. He's a polarizing person. So you don't see them act this way until he comes in the room. But here's the problem. If you're going to act that way, you better be on your P's and Q's. And last time we checked, you weren't even in the country when your city was starting to burn. So she has no leg to stand on. And so for her to try to defend whatever she says she's going to do or she hasn't done is really out of touch here.
And the resource.
I am more worried because I met at least 8 groups of homeowners, and I'm much more worried about the fact that they said it's 18 months exactly and they were devastated. They want to start now. They want to start removing things. They're not allowed to do it now. And you mentioned hazardous waste. Well, the hazardous waste, what's hazardous waste? I mean, you're going to have to define that. We're going to go through a whole series of questions on determining what's hazardous.
Nope, nope,
I
nope,
just
nope.
think you have to allow the people to go on their site and start the process tonight.
And we will.
Okay, good.
You can come back and check.
Now, I know there are going to be people that say, man, you know, I think he's making this entire situation feel a little uncomfortable. Yes, he should, because at the end of the day, she failed the citizens of Los Angeles County. No question. All right. Governor Gavin Newsom has failed the citizens of California. There's no question. This is a common disaster that happens in our state. We should never be caught off guard, not in that way, even if it's historic wins. We should have been staged, right? Resources should have been on standby. It was reactionary every step of the way, which costed unnecessary structures, people's lives in some cases. So, yeah, I want him to make her feel uncomfortable. I want him to apply pressure because these leaders, who else is going to hold them accountable? Now, if you guys don't think that is enough nonsense from her, take a look at this.
And the number one thing that we are going to do immediately, and you will see this happen, is to clear out the debris. And you know, we're concerned right now over the weekend because of the potential rain, but we are going to move as fast as we can, but we want you to be safe. We want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't
Yes,
cost
and
a
they
lot.
can,
You
and
should
they are
let them
able
do
to-
it because
No, no,
by
no,
the
they
time you
can do
hire
that.
contractors, it's
Right.
going to be 2 years.
If a family...
People are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves and clean it out.
And they can
There's
do
not
that.
that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
And, you know, it's just going to take a long time if you do. You can do some of it, but a lot of these people, I know that guy right there that's talking. I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract
If
that's going to
individuals
charge him
want to build-
$25,000 to do his lot.
Okay, let me just say this really quick. Is the Army Corps of Engineers absolutely necessary in this process? Yes, because they can access areas regular civilians or homeowners cannot. Okay, that's common sense right there. But there are also some areas where it's wasting the Army Corps of Engineers' time. Okay, I'm sure if they really allowed the citizens to take ownership of the rebuild process, this would go twice as fast. But remember, the government wants to control. They want to have their hands on it. And why is that? Because they don't believe they can trust their citizens to do the right thing. And I'm sure there are people out there that say, well, there's also liability issues if somebody gets hurt, etc. We'll have them sign a waiver. If someone wants to clean up the debris on their property, let them do it. Hey, sign this waiver. If you hurt yourself, it's on you. But again, we're talking common sense, and I believe the mayor is allergic to that.
Yeah.